spectacular. And you can unscrew lefty loosey, righty tighty. You can take the bar out, which is just phenomenal. Which is what I'm going to do. So I can reuse these ones out of this bag. Do, bear with me, caller. Look! Brilliant! So these are screw-in D-rings. So they just go in there. And then if you, I mean, you can just tighten them with your fingers and use them like any other D-ring. But if you're doing a project like this, where you don't have massive tabs on there and you don't want to be avoiding a piece of metal, then you can just put the tabs in and then apply your D-rings later, which I was like, that is pretty genius. So these are the must, because as you can see, once they're in and they're screwed in, you are going to need a screwdriver to take them out. And I've got these in 3 colourways and 2 different styles, although the second style I've only got in a gunmetal black colour. But these were a revelation, and I just think they're really smart, aren't they? So then all of these heads of these, we do have these screwdrivers on the website. If not this very model, then one very similar or a different colour or something. But we certainly do stock them because they're one of my absolute musts in life. Right, so there we go. I can use that in another way, another day. Another way, another day. But let me show you the handles that we have got for you today. You see, I could have used this one with this as well. I've called this Circle Burst because it's got these incredible circles just bursting with colour. Or we have got this rather beautiful one, which is your rainbow. I don't have as many as the rainbows. But what you'll see when we go through is that these colours just work. Or it might be, see, I think, because you could make this out of cork and they're going to look beautiful out of all of that as well. So these just work with the tones of today's bags. But you see, you can intermingle them. This has got lots of oranges and reds and browns and blues. It's got all sorts of goodies. Because initially, I put it with this one. And I thought, oh, that's really, really lovely too. But then you see equally with this one, look, it picks out the blue. Or I could have put it with this one and have it with the rainbow, which is actually rather lovely too. Oh, yes. If I can just pop that on there for a second, just to give you an idea. I know I've just taken the D-ring off, but you can get an idea of what that would look like. They're fun. They're just fun. And of course, if you are a more advanced sewer and you want to add a pocket, I just did a little strap in the zip line as well. Then do that too. First of all, though, I want to say good morning to everybody because that feels really rude not to have done that. Plus, I want another slurp of coffee, if I'm completely honest. Let's have a little look. Where are you all? And did I turn the volume down so I don't have to listen to myself? And relax. It's been a bit go, go, go this morning, not going to lie. Kate's here, Sue's here, Anne's here. Morning all, Pat's here. Hello, Leslie Reynolds. Good morning. Not showing on YouTube yet, is it just me? Oh, it should be. Nikki's here. Good morning. Nice to see the sun. Ah, is YouTube working? Oh no, is YouTube working or YouTube is working? Not sure. It should be there. We are live on YouTube. There you go. You can watch us on the big telly. We were having a conversation about how many of you watch on the big telly just yesterday. Sil's here. Morning, everybody peeps. Good morning. Amanda's here. Sorry you're late. That's okay. We haven't started really yet. Liz is here. Good morning. And Claire and Vanessa and everybody else. Good morning to you and good morning all you YouTubers. Now, I have got some incredible fabric deals for you today. We had the Adita Fabrics come in a little while ago. We did them as a complete bundle because we did them as a quilt, and they were very popular, but we still had some left over. We don't normally get fabric in like this because it's a small ditzy and it's really hard to show you on the screen. You just don't get an idea of it. In fact, probably showing you this lining on the inside is probably, oh I know, I've got my YouTubers. Here we go, YouTubers. Defo Live on YouTube as we have comments. Ivan is here, Ginny's here, Sarah's here, good morning, there we go. Has anybody heard from Cynthia? Hope she's all right. She's been a little bit quiet this week. There we go. So this is the Twinkle Fabric, and I think you can just see there. It's the most subtle, beautiful little star. Oh, do you like my badge this morning? This made me laugh a lot, having worked for many years at the Royal Shakespeare Company. To quote Hamlet, nope. I show that to my children a lot. Right, here we go. This is for you. No. So if you would like the Adita Fabrics, we have bundled them in kind of colour families. You get 4 half metres, so 2 metres of fabric for $29.99, which is already a discounted price. However, should you choose a second bundle, you can have that for a tenner. Can't say fairer than that, can you really? We have got various permutations for your delectability. Oh, and these are the new handmade tags, by the way. They're metal ones. You can sew them in or you can rivet them in. You get 2 antique and 1 silver. I just thought they were rather lovely. Where's my make this morning? See, had I not gone with gold, then I would have popped a little handmade taggy what's it. And again, being metal, we're upgrading. It just feels like an upgrade to our make to have something like that on there. Or you could pop it down the bottom or wherever you like. But it's just, we've got those. We've got, like I say, I couldn't get them in gold yet. I will keep looking and seeing if my supplier has them in gold. But I managed to get, and as you can see, I've got more in antique than I managed to get in silver. But you get a little smorgasbord of those. Right, now then, this is the Greens 3. They're by name. Greens 3. So you have got some lovely spring greens in there. And again, all these little spots on here that you can see, they're stars. They're all stars. So that's Greens number 3. Now if I show you this one, this is Green 4. I've only got 1 Green 4, I think. Excuse me. And you can see it's pretty similar until we get to this one. This one is different. You get kind of a mustardy one, which actually would work very beautifully with the mustard in that handle, if I'm being honest. So they are Greens 3, Greens 4. You'll guess it, there are more greens to come. The automated, there is an automated discount at checkout. So when you pop them in your thing, you get 20 quid off. Can't say fairer than that, can you? Your second bundle. It's a big old saving. Big old saving. Very, very, very beautiful. So yeah, you'd end up with 4 meters of fabric. And that would be coming in at £5 a half metre. That is a pretty good deal. Now then, this one is your autumn. So a little bit of a mix. You've got really beautiful, rich, warm colours. For me, this is, you know when you see incredible autumn kind of, sorry, coffee, leaves everywhere. For me, this is it. Just stunning. I've got 3 autumn, that's it. I don't have lots and lots and lots of these. We took these, well, we kind of saved these up to take to the NEC, and then they sort of got a little bit forgotten about, which is why they've all got labels on and whatnot. Yeah, they sort of got a little bit forgotten about, and people were a bit scared to rummage, and we had a massive box of them. And I think the ones down the bottoms just never surfaced because people don't like to rummage, which is weird because I love a good rummage. This is berry. You know how when you have a raspberry something, they always do it in this kind of bluey colour, don't they? And like, since when is a raspberry ever that colour? But that's that just made us chuckle. We're like, we'll call that berry because berries, yes, and then what they think raspberries are, I don't know. But if you love your teals and your pinks, then this might be the one for you. Again, I don't have loads of this one either, but I do think it's very pretty. The others tend to be more colour families. This one is more just a beautiful collection, really. But again, it's up to you. You know what sort of colours you love. These here are your kind of oranges. So if you're someone that loves these, again, these are very autumnal. There's a real soft palette to the Adita Fabrics. Really, really soft. I've got a few of the oranges, but again, there's not massive stock of any of these. I think the purples are the ones, weirdly, that I have most stock of, because they were the ones right at the bottom. Right, some of these I've only got one of. And again, remember, these are all your stars. Yeah, purples. This is the one that I have the most of. Let me show you this on a close up. Oh, no. Oh, crikey, that's a bit too close, isn't it? There you go. So you just get to see how they are not spots. They are tiny, tiny, delicate stars. Aren't they lovely? Now you can have a look at my neck whilst I change the camera angle. There we go. These are your purples. So for all of those who we lovingly call our purple Sues, because we have so many Sues who order purple, which just makes us laugh. And then it was just one of those loving phrases that we had in the warehouse, and then it just sort of stuck. We're like, oh look, our lovely purple Sues have been out again. And we mean it with absolute love, no disrespect at all. This is your darks. Now you've got like a dark teal, a dark green, a dark, it's not black quite, it's heading that way, it's a charcoaly colour, and then your grey. So if this is where your colour palette penchant sits, then you go for it. You absolutely go for it. Have I got maybe 4 of these? I don't think I've got loads of the darks. And again, also because I did dip into some of these to take the fabrics for today's kits, which we will get there with in a minute. I'm just aware that we've got lots on today's show to get through. This is our hot bundle. I think I've only got 3 of these in hot, possibly only 2 to be honest. That's your hot bundle. So you've got that incredible mustard. This mustard colour I cannot get in a plain. It's the hardest colour, and yet it looks great with, look, your navies. Look how amazing that looks with a navy. Honestly, it's so hard to find. I mean, look how great that's going to look with that one. And it's just, in fact, look, it goes across all of these. It's so hard to find as a plain. Oof. So when you see it in a bundle like that, just get it. You know what's in your stash. These are going to blend. Do you know what else they look great with? They look incredible with cork. So if you are backing your cork, that's the one. These fabrics are just perfect for it because they work so well, because they've got that lovely soft natural colourway. These are your reds. Here they are. just gorgeous. It's a proper little ombre, isn't it, this one? Oh, stunning. You could use them instead of plains, you could use them as a feature fabric, just giving it that little je ne sais quoi, that bit of interest where you don't just want to use a plain, you want something a little bit more lovely. And then away you go. Aha, we're back in the wonderful world of greens. I've got quite a lot of green options, as you may well have seen. This is just greens, so you've got all the greens. I don't know, there's something about a green. They go with pink. It just, whenever you have a floral fabric, obviously there's going to be a green in there if anyone's putting anything in with a stem. So greens are underrated, underused, but incredibly useful to have in your stash. Now, the only difference between that bundle and this is that I don't have that one in it, I've got a deeper one instead. So that middle green there and that darker green there, this is greens too. Very similar, so if one sells out, don't worry, so you do have three fabrics in there the same, it's just whether you want to go for a leafy green or a really dark tealy green. It doesn't really matter. They're really rather lovely. But have a look at the photos, because the photos will show you what's what. And then this one, oh, it's exactly the same, I've just picked out that. And then this one is Ocean. So this is Ocean with all those incredible blues in there. So there we go, everybody. Obviously this one's my favourite. Obviously. So these are buy one, and even then, the buying one isn't full price. They should be well over 30 quid and they're not. So even if you're just buying one, you are making a saving, but your big saving comes when you buy two. Whoop. Right, let's have a look at today's kits. So I'll show you these ones here. You get, in each of these kits, you get 2 sheets of this incredible buttery soft suede type. Oh hello, I've got a message from that there Gemma. What's she saying? Cynthia's here! Ah! She's got a super busy day today, getting ready to host Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, and you're still feeling under the mess. We missed you yesterday. Oh, if you slept through, you needed the sleep. Bless you. Oh my goodness, feeling old today as I realise my youngest child is turning 45. Oh, my mum would tell you that that's a great age to have your youngest child. Ask her how she knows. Right, these are all on the website. They've all got a letter that corresponds, but that paper is going to annoy me, so I'm going to show you these kits here. So if you want beautiful pinky ones, then here we go. I will ask Jane to come and collect these in a second, because I know that they need to fat quarter these. This is rather a lovely one actually. So these will be fat quarters. Some of these have already been fat quartered, some need to still be cut. And so this has got, oh, it's just, if you want just a lovely suede colour, then we are all good. So 2 sheets of your suede, and then a fat quarter of these beautiful, beautiful colours. You see, you've got the light coloured star in there. Beautiful. You might have other ideas, but you don't have to make today's make with it. And there it is with that beautiful teal, which I think is teally beautiful. And if I put these these out here, then you get an idea. I don't know, there's just something about it. The colours just seem to work. Look, you put, gorgeous. I might demo in that one today. I might. Gemma, I'm going to demo in L. So you need to take one down, please. Please and thank you. Here we go. So this is a deeper grey. I've got two kind of greys. A lighter one and a sort of darker one. They're mushroomy colour though. It's very beautiful. I rather love this pink though. You see, I didn't spot there was a pink in that handle until I saw that. Oof. But you see, because these are so neutral, you can pop that with it and it's still going to be gorgeous. And then I've got a grey, and there's a grey colour in the stars. We had great fun picking out the stars that either the colour of the fabric went or it was the stars that went with that. This one was just so lovely and berry everywhere. Just loved that. Absolutely loved that. Oh, gorgeous. And then this is the one. This is the one that my bag is made out of. That's that one. With that lining. In there. Like so. And then this, for all of you that just love a tan leather. There it is. I always do something like this because my sister-in-law, this is her favourite colour. And it's not a colour that personally, we all have our favourites, don't we? It's not a colour that I am usually drawn to, but I'll always put one in because I know she loves it. But you see, look, again, see how this picks up all of those colours. Same with the rainbow. But then in this one, you've got colour. It's so clever. It's just so clever. Love it. And then here, oh, this is lovely and soft as well. If you're a peachy pinky girl, actually the peach is there. This is a deeper one. It's just beautiful. Janie-O, would you like to come and grab these, and then we can fat quarter these. This is this is a lovely dark one. This is going to pop with it. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? It's a nice inky black. That one. Don't know if Jane's listening. We've got a lot to do. There's a lot going on in the warehouse today. We are busy, busy, busy. Busy little bees. If you were missing fat quarters, Janie-O, it's because I haven't fat quartered those yet.
Thank you.
Oh, Jane, come and show everybody your neck. That sounds weird. You can give us a little twirl. Just quick.
Beautiful. Look.
Hang on, I've got to change my camera around because everything's just gone. You dead, come off the page.
A beautiful scarf that my lovely lady boss made me.
It's keeping you nice and warm.
Lovely. I just need it today.
Half metre of velvet.
It's gorgeous.
Bish bash bosh, done.
So luxurious, and it really does snug your leg up. It's lovely.
It's lovely, isn't it?
I wrapped it round twice, but you don't have to.
Do you know what? I meant to make myself one before the show, Jane, because look, I found this one. I found this velvet.
Oh, that's going to look fabulous.
And I just thought that will look.
Yes.
That will go. So had I been organised this morning, I would have been, rather than wearing it like a toga, I'd have been.
It's been rather busy this
sporting
morning,
it.
hasn't it?
I don't know why it's been quite so crazy.
Crazy day. Crazy day so far.
We didn't finish packing advents until goodness knows what time last night. It's all good.
We'll go out today though.
If I've got time, I might show you how to make one of those because I made one at Highlight Craft very, very quickly and everybody went crazy for it, and I do need to write up the instructions for it for any of you that need that. Oh, just splashed myself with coffee. Right, but for now, everybody, let's get making, shall we? Because, you know, it's called Natasha Makes, not Natasha stands here and yaps at you. So, there we go. These are next week, by the way. Aren't they fun? Ah, just love them. Right. So, in your kit, you will have this and this. Now, what you want to interface with is entirely up to you. Okay. Oh, Gemma did send me a message about something sold out. What has sold out? Option B is sold out. Option L is our second bestseller. You using one takes the stock down 1 unit. I'm sorry, but I like it too. Did you want me to use a different one? Is that what you're trying to tell me? No. They are Natasha Makes colours, and they're going to go with my new scarf that I'm about to... Oh, yes, doesn't it? Look at that. Look how it picks up. Oh, well, this is me on the school run this afternoon. Bare and with, this is happening. And do you know what? It's going to go with... This is the beauty of these handles, by the way, because they are interchangeable. Look how gorgeous that goes. Ah, yes, 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 yes. This is happening. This is now happening. Right. We are going to cut this. Whee! Here we go. Cut ourselves a little strip off both fingers down, holding that down. It's our stripology ruler. It ain't going anywhere. I'm going to keep hold of with this, by the way, because I will do our tabs for that with those. Spin it around and cut again. All of these instructions are written, photographed. They will be made into digital, hopefully by the end of the day, if digital is your preference. Right, so let's cut our tabs, by the way, whilst we're here. Now, what I would say to you is measure the inside of your D-ring. You can use any size D-ring, just measure the inside. Now, this would be labelled as probably 1 inch, but I have asked Gemma to start labelling the internal diameters. So the internal here, it's 1 inch to the outside, but internally, that bar is 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to cut my strip 3/4 of an inch. And then let's then cut that down to 1.5 inches whilst we're here. Now, we've already seen that I can put these in afterwards. If you're not using a screw-in one, then you would have to pop that in now. And look how beautifully that just sits in there. Gorgeous. However, I can thread that through later because I have the technology. Yeah. Which also means, and that was the other thing, because we've got different bag handles, if you want to make your own bag handles, and I've got some lovely ribbons at some point that I will, or maybe you've already got a bag handle at some point, then you can get like the silver ones, the, where have I put them? Well, they're over here. We've got silver ones. They're just a really lovely shape. And then they're your gunmetal. So those 3 are the same shape. And then this one is a bit curvier. Gemma's like, are you really calling that a curvy screw-in? Yes. D-ring, yes. She's like, do you want to think about that? That's fine. It's fine. And if you don't get these for today's project, that's fine, because they're going to go with either tomorrow's or Monday's make, depending on what fabric comes in today. I know I've promised you a fold-away shopper, and you will get it at some point, but I got overexcited and ordered some fabric on Sunday, and if it arrives today, then I'm making something completely different for tomorrow's show. I would hate to work for me. I can't keep to the plan at any point. And then just pop another little run, because we'll base these in place at some point. So another little bit on there and there. Quilters wash away tape, guys, saving us from stabbing ourselves with pins every day. And we can pop those to one side. You see, if I get a bag, if I had a bag like that, a bag handle like that, but it had silver, then I'd be unscrewing those and putting the silver in. The silver looks great with it actually, as does that. In fact, with some of these darker ones, you might get away with using the... Oh, it's so tricky to know. So tricky to know. But you do have bits left over, which you can interface with that and you can use for lanyards, all that kind of good stuff. That's a lanyard waiting to happen. We have got fobs, by the way, lots of fobs on the website, and that would work an absolute treat. We're getting all the messages for Christmas markets, PTA Christmas markets. We have your pound of flesh for the PTA Christmas market. I'm so horrible, aren't I? Yeah, so they're after stuff again. So all of these little things would be great makes for the PTA Christmas market. Love the PTA Christmas market. Right, what am I doing? Oh, okay, interfacing. I'm going to actually need to cut that before I send it off and just start ranting about the PTA Christmas market. I have to say, our PTA at school has done incredible things in the playground at school. Our kids are very lucky, very, very lucky. But it did make me laugh because they've put up new ping pong tables. And that's all of that you use, by the way. You're going to have loads left. But it just made me laugh because the playground that the kids are at, for the school that the kids are at, is on such a slant. The table's sitting like this. Like, how can anyone play ping pong fairly on a table that is by no means straight? What is going on here? Right, let's trim these back and here we go. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Do I need a new blade? Oh no, we're all good. Out of my scraps, I'm going to cut myself a little 1-inch strip as well. I could make it wider, but it's just extra bulk. I'm not going to bother. By, look at me with the world's biggest ruler. Where's one of my smaller ones? There we go. Right, that is all the cutting done. Apart from the zip. I'm going to have to cut the zip in a minute. Right, let me move all this out of the way. And we are going to, these are going to cover our zip. All right, so let's fold them in half. Fold them in half again, open it out. Fold into that middle bit, into the middle bit. Oh, Gemma, I know a correction on the instructions that I forgot to make. Can you take 1/4 inch off the length of the zip, please? Because I think if we're going to do a pretty little zip end like this, I want to see a little bit more of it. I'm going to base this in place over the end of my zip. You know me, I'm going in with the old quilters wash away tape because it just makes life easier. I'm going to make no apologies for that. You can pin if you wish, but if you have our quilters wash away tape, if you have put little zip tab ends on your zips before, you know if you don't pin them or tag them in place, base them in place properly, the most annoying thing of having to unpick because one's ruffled up underneath your zip. So for the sake of a moment, we'll do that. In the meantime, I wanted to show you this. This is the Legacy fleece, low loft fleece. It's delightful. Now, would I normally use it with something this colour? No, I thought I was going to demo in something darker, but then I saw this one and decided to use this. You can use H630 or H640 if you're using a lighter colour. You can see this just darkens that colour a little bit, but it is a really lovely, lovely, lovely fleece to work with, that's for sure. So if you haven't tried it yet, where's my, oh here we are. It's Legacy. We can't normally, it's kind of hard to get Legacy in this country. Cynthia, you might be one that's more au fait with Legacy stuff. We struggle in this country, but I did manage to get hold of some, and I have to say I did put it on a very nice price. Oh, just warm. My hands are cold today. Let's just give that a little zhuzh with some steam as well, and we are good to go. Right. So let's get us some zip. Oh, I'm going to need another zip pull. Junior, please may I have another beige coloured zip pull. Going to need that as a matter of quickety quick. I did have some spare, but of course I put them all back. I tidied, didn't I? I did that tidying thing. But I can still put a zip end on here before that arrives. I thought I was going to go with another colour, so I pulled out the black zip for today. No. Right, so we're just going to pop that on there. Just centre it. It's not going to go all the way over. You can if you want, but... Oh, I love hearing the little pitter-patter of tiny Jane feet down the corridor. Yeah. Yes, please. I was going to use a darker colour, but then this one just spoke to me, Jane. And it said, use me!
Use me, I need to be brave.
Yeah, it did. So, pop your zip on. Pop your zip on. Oh, no, bit wonky. No, wonky again. Ah, dear me. When you put your zip on, if you can manage to get the teeth to meet at exactly the same point, you won't get, send it in at the side. I just want them to absolutely knit, because I've already trimmed it to size. This is my error, isn't it? I've already trimmed it to size. I don't want to trim it back anymore. No, and if I'm off, then I'm going to get a wobbly zip. So sometimes, there we go. That's the charm. Well, it's almost right. It will do. It will ding dang do. Because quite frankly, I don't think you want to watch me put on any more zip pulls. Right, I'm going to just sew across there now. Have I got enough charge to move my phone now? Do. And we are just going to sew across each end. And now we start to construct. Like I say, this is not difficult. I strip this right back to a beginner level so that everybody can have a good old go with this. There we are. So we're going to run a line of tape across the top. And across the back. Okay. I'm going to take one of our outer pieces and we are going to pop that right side down. We're going to centre it, and yes, you will have a gap each side, and again, this is for those of you that are beginning with zips. All right, means that you'll be able to sew past it without having, if you don't have a all singing all dancing machine that's going to go through lots and lots and lots of layers, then this is why we do this. Okay, and then so your zip is right sides together there, and then your interfaced lining piece, and we're interfacing the lining rather than the outer, because again it's a faux leather, and then we're going to sew straight across there. Before I get to my zip, I'm going to just move it out the way, and there we go. If you can't jiggle it, just come off and move it and then go back on again. Now this is probably the easiest time if you want to put in a little handmade tag to do it, and it's not that I want you to put it in that seam allowance, but what it's just going to help do, if you go through your lining as well, is hold it down away, hold your fabric away from the zip teeth. I promised you a make where we wouldn't, see this is so soft, unless you've got a Teflon foot or something like that on, it's not, your fabric's not, it's not going to glide easily across, and that's fine, you know, that is absolutely fine. I'm just going to mark, that's my center point there, so that when I get my handmade tag, I know it's going to just, oh that looks nice, doesn't it? Oh yes, but it's just going to help hold that fabric down. You don't need it, okay? If you don't have one, don't panic. You can hand stitch it in, you can rivet it in, whatever you have to hand, or just skip out this bit completely, because you can see, because we've used the interfacing on the lining, it's holding it away from that zip. So it's not, the reason that we top stitch is to hold the fabric away from the zip teeth so that it doesn't get stuck. But I haven't top stitched that, and it's absolutely fine because we've interfaced that lining fabric. So it's already got a little bit of extra body going on there. Right, what are we going to do now? Oh yes, we're going to mark, aren't we? Where's my pokey tool? Do I have a pokey tool to hand? I feel like I should have a pokey tool. Yes, I do. Just to get out that bit. There's my midpoint. Yep. It was there. I marked it so finely, I can't even see it myself. So, if you've got the root sets, oh, by the way, some of you had an accidental kit upgrade. But you'll know who you are. Right. Here we go. There and there. Rivets, rivets, rivets. Tiny, tiny, tiny rivets. What you will often find if you've got a packet of rivets like this is that you'll have extra of these little caps. And there's a reason for that, it's because they're the bits that are most easily lost. So you might end up with a few spare, but don't think that you've been undersold on the rest. You've generally just got a few spare. That's been my, I mean, we don't count them out, but that's been my experience of them. So pushing the rivets through from behind, and that's just going to help hold my lining out of place. And again, I really like the look of it, so I'm happy to have that hardware showing on that side. That's not an issue for me at all. Hammer, hammer, hammer. Good, that's that in. And now we go and put the other side on here, like so. I'm putting the tape on a bit scant. What do I mean like that? As much as this is wash away tape, you don't want to really be getting it on the suede bit, because it'll just mark. So I'm going in a bit scant so that, yes, it's going to hold it, but I don't want to see it. Normally with the fabric you can wash it off, but because it is a wash away quilter's tape, but I'm just avoiding that here. So yeah, as Gemma says, we have already had some sellouts on these kits. And they're not ones that I'll get in again, by the way, because the Adita sitar, because we've done those on a deal, I'm not expecting those to hang about much today either. And I don't, unless I get some more fabrics that go so beautifully with them. Let's sew down there. Then, yeah. Let's move that camera angle. Phew. It's quite a chunky zip, that one. So let's check. I haven't got any of the tape. Nope, I have not got any of the tape. We are good to go. So keep your zip open, okay? And we're going to start sewing this all together. Now just bear in mind, obviously you've put some rivets in there, so when you come to sew, you are just going to have to manipulate that a little bit. It's not going to lie entirely straight. I tend to sew the top and the bottom. I'll show you, shall I? I'm going to sew along that top edge first, for sure. Just 1/4 inch seam. And on that bottom edge, I'm going to leave myself a turning through gap. And then I'm going to sew down both sides, all the way down. Oh, before I do that, nearly forgot. I need to baste in place my, nearly forgot them. These are going to come, put them folded edge in. I'm going to put them 1/2 inch down from the top. Oh my goodness me. Whew, that would have been a schoolgirl error, wouldn't it? Got this lovely bag, can't actually take it anywhere. Ah! There we go. Yeah, that would have been a right old kerfuffle. Baste that in with the tape. There we go. Do they look equal? One there. Move that one up slightly. Now, you would have measured these perfectly. measure it up from the bottom, shall we? And pop them in place. There we go. Whew. Whew, whew. That could have been a slight disaster. Right, let's carry on sewing as we were. Okay, so now we get towards the lining, and this is where it's not, you see, it's not going to sit entirely flat at that point, simply because you've got rivets in, but it does lie flat where you sew, but it's just, it looks a bit humpy there. It's all good. Right, so we can go full stream ahead, whee, over that. And of course we haven't got that zip in the way, which is great. And then at this point we can realign those lining fabrics, and they do sit flush. You just got to bear in mind that here, you see, some of that fabric is taken up because you've got your rivets in early, because that's easier to put them in. So then all we're going to do is take any bulk away, check it. Ooh, look, I haven't quite caught that bottom edge there. That would have been a disaster. Check you have actually sewn around it in all sides. Yes, I have. And then turn through. This is where you're grateful that you remembered to leave your zip open. I did ask Gemma earlier, I sent her a little voice note going, can you just remind everybody to leave the zip open, or it will be a disaster. It's not a disaster, you just have to unpick the base, open it. Bag birthing, it's a beautiful thing. So that's my lining, looking rather lovely. Oh, these colours are fab, aren't they? Really beautiful. Don't know if my mum's watching today. My mum's not feeling very well today. She has also caught the lurgy from my brother from my granddad's funeral. So sending you lots of love, Mum. But she knows that I'm not feeling tippity tip top, so sometimes my mum lurks. She'll never say anything on Facebook. She's a lurker rather than an active member. But if you're there, Mum, good morning. I know that when I don't feel great, she'll often she'll do that mum thing of just tuning in and having a look, just to make sure that, you know, I'm okay, because that's what mums do. Right, so you can see as we start to turn this through, look, our zip is going to stand nice and proud on top, which we like a lot. Oh, here we go. Berry, hot blues, greens and greens 4 have all sold out. Oh, well done. Option L is now sold out. Well done. My goodness me, you've all been going for it this morning. And thank you, by the way. A lot of time, effort, money, on wages and everything else goes into creating these shows. They are free for you, but they are absolutely not free for us to make at all. And the only way that we can keep bringing you these shows is if you support us. Now that support can be in the shape of buying from us at natashamakes.com, and if you live abroad then that's no problem. Our patterns are downloadable. We don't have to post them to you, or even just a little share of the show. If you know, if your funds don't stretch for you to make a purchase, that's absolutely fine as well. But if you share the show, you are supporting us as well, and just getting us out there so that more get to see this sort of beautiful make. I love this. this. This is just perfect. Oh, now to choose which strap to go with it. So we've sewn up our turning through gap. You can see that our lining is sitting nicely away from our zip, partly also because our zip is going to stand proud because we didn't sew through it. We made it shorter than the bag. Now you see, I saw bags like this at the show at Birmingham for a lot of money. £9.99 you've paid for yours. It's that, isn't it? It's being able to create these sorts of things for not ridiculous amounts of money. What I do need to find you those are the other ribbons so that you can make your own. But you could make your straps out of leather. In fact, what you could do is you could make your own straps, and you could have just a webbing strap, and you know how we do our strap ends, and then you put your webbing in there, sew around it, and away you go. You might have to hand stitch it, but you could, depends, or you could just put your walking foot on for that. That would be the more experienced sewer, is what I would say there. I am enjoying this tremendously. What am I doing? Oh, I'm putting these back in, which means that I'm also looking for my tool. What did I do with it? Oh, I put it back in here because I was actually being tidy. Ah. So, how does this work? That's going to go in there. Are we in the right place? Yes, we are. Oh, I hear the pitter-patter of Jane feet. Hello, Jane. Yeah. Sorry? I haven't loaded them. We ran out of time to load them on the show, Jane. But they are... Well, I mean, shall we show them and then we can always load them later, can't we? Go on then.
I've had this one before and there's a few little bits of that one there.
Tell you what, could you screw those in then while I show the ribbons?
Yep.
This is a bit of a job. Now then, so obviously these are really wide ribbons. These ones we have that you could equally make. I mean, that would look gorgeous with today's make as well. And these are already done, so all you'd need to do, these are inch wide, these ones, so you'd put your inch wide D-ring on there. That's it. I bought these because I thought they looked a bit Liberty-esque. Gemma's going to be having conniptions going, where the heck have you pulled these from? Out the ribbon drawer, Gemma, that I've been meaning to... Oh, Jane, look. Oh, that goes with today's, doesn't it? Look at that and that. Oh, that's a bit spesh. I might have to make my own little... But you see, you could do these and then make your bag ends with your D-rings out of that, and that would all... Oh, Jane, that would work, wouldn't it? Oh, yes. Now, what else have we got? Oh, this is a bit like the circle burst that we've got. I was going to do you know why I bought these in? I was going to do dog collars.
Yes, I remember that. You had all the...
Yeah, because this one's got all the webbing on the inside as well. That's a really, really... And then I've got a... Oh, thanks, Jane, yeah. Yeah, look at that one. That one and that one would be absolutely stunning, but I would have to make my own end bits. Or you could just go round a D-ring, couldn't you? These ribbons don't fray, so you could just go down round a D-ring and you're done. It's up to you. This would look rather nice with it as well. Oh, Jane, what's going on? They all work. I've got one with sunflowers. We'll get these loaded for you. These are lovely straps, actually. Yeah, these are all your inch long ones, inch wide ones. These are 1.5 inches. I'll show you those ones another time. They are rather lovely. Maybe we'll put those in the Friday deals for you. Save Gemma having absolute conniptions. But these ones we can, because we've had these loaded before. And that would make a beautiful strap with some of these. Absolutely glorious. If you want to make your own straps. You'd need an inch wide swivel clip for those. Oh, actually, that's rather gorgeous. That would look a bit special with this. Yeah, so we have had these in the past, and they've been Friday deals, and they have gone crazy and sold out. So, yeah, feel free, everybody, to when we find those, add those to your order. But for now, I'm just going to add this little treat on here. Although, actually, do I want that one, or do I want... Because look, that has got that colour in it. I think I'm going to keep this one on my brown one and put a rainbow one on this one. Honestly, so spoiled. Ooh, yes. How pretty is that, until I get around to making myself another one. So that is today's bag. Just ignore all of this paraphernalia over here. With a fully adjustable strap, by the way. But you know what it's going to need? It is going to need a matching scarf. And as I am a bit cold today, let's just show you. I did this on, I will write up the instructions for this, but it is super simple. If you've had any of Gemma's infinity scarf instructions, those of you that did my workshop on infinity scarves, it's just this. It's just without sewing fat quarters together. It's a 1/2 metre of velvet. That is all we need. Half metre of velvet. Also, the cuddle cowl would work in these velvets. Just taking off the selvage, like so, and then I'm going to put this right sides together and sew that long seam on my machine. This is a little surprise for everyone. I wasn't really expecting to do this, but I did find, just before we came to wear, this velvet sat on my desk, and I was like, oh well, that's fortuitous. Now, unless you have got a walking foot on your machine, you may end up with one end slightly longer than the other by the time that you've done the whole metre, the whole length of it. That's okay. It's absolutely fine. Right. We're just sewing those long edges together. To get possibly the most luxurious infinity scarf known to man, which I may or may not come out of today, probably won't come out of. Oh, it's going to be great, and it's going to match my boots as well, which I'm very excited about. yeah, I did say, didn't I, that you might end up with one side slightly longer if you haven't used a walking foot. Don't stress about it, just trim it back. Right, pop your hand in all the way down. Keep the seam along the top of your arm. Take the other seam, pull that seam up to this seam. And we are going to sew around the top, okay? Leave a turning through gap as well. And we're nearly made. Honestly, it is that easy. I feel a bit embarrassed actually showing you this because Jane was so thrilled with hers. It's like, oh, it was actually the work of moments. Make and sell, guys. Make and sell. These will sell for a lot. You think how much people pay for scarves? You're paying, what, a tenner for a half metre of velvet? In which case, if you sell it for £20 and it's taken you 5 minutes to make, then you've already doubled your money. There's my turning through gap. I'm just going to reach in to the furthest point that I can find and pull through. You can hand stitch your turning through gap shut, or if you're me and you know that that's never actually going to be a thing that will ever actually happen unless you sew it up immediately, then just sew yourself a little seam. And that just means that you can keep the seam to the back. But on that goes. Horrible thing to my microphone. And you can have a play and make that all very beautiful. Oh, it feels so nice. That's so, so soft. And it's got body. Ah, lovely. And it's got the tealy bits to go with my bag, which I'm going to elongate that strap and wear across my body so it'll be there. Ba-ba! And I'm good to go. There you go, everybody. That's today's make. I hope you enjoyed the show. Tomorrow I'm going to have a look actually and see when that delivery is due in. Otherwise, we're going to work with some incredible ripstop and we're going to make a fold-away bag tomorrow. Possibly not. Who knows? But take care. Thank you very much for watching. Well done for those of you that got the stuff that's sold out. I can't make any more of these. I'll see how quickly we can get those loaded for you. Take care. Thank you ever so much for watching. Lots of love. Bye-bye.